This is a story about an overweight professor named Sherman Klump. He was overweight and also very stupid. All his students used to make fun of him because of this. And because of his stupidity, he gets stuck in a big problem. When he comes to college, he sees that more than 5,000 hamsters are spreading here and there. These hamsters look like rats. And now they have spread so much that they have spread all over their pants and sandwiches. And when it is investigated, it is found out how these hamsters became so free. So it is found out that one day Sherman did not know, and he pressed a button from his big belly. And because of the pressing of that button, all the hamsters became free. And now they are roaming here and there in the whole college. And now when this problem was going on in the college, Sherman goes to his favorite hamster. This hamster is overweight just like him. Sherman and his team are working on an experiment in which they will reconstruct the genes again. And those people who are very overweight, they will be able to reduce their weight easily. Now this experiment has been done on his favorite hamster. The results of the experiment are very good. And this hamster's weight is immediately lost. Now they have found out how efficient this product is and how fast it works. Now the man who works with Sherman in the lab says to Sherman that we increase the amount of this product and give it to this hamster. But Sherman says that no, it can be harmful to him to give so much dose. After this, Dean calls Sherman to his office and discusses the whole incident with him, which has happened because of him, because of which hamsters have spread everywhere in the college. Dean now tells Sherman that the incident that happened because of you has caused a loss of good funds of the department. He tells Sherman to take care of whatever experiments you do in the lab. And now I am warning you, next time I will not tolerate any such mistake. Because there is a lost alumnus of his college who will donate a lot of money to him. And he does not want him to lose his lost alumnus at any cost. In the next scene, we are shown Sherman, who was writing something on the board. And at the same time, because of his big belly, what he was writing was also disappearing, and all the students are laughing at him. At the same time, another teacher comes to the same room. She is a chemistry graduate and comes from Sherman, and says that she likes Sherman's work very much and she always wanted to meet him. In the next scene, Sherman has dinner with all his family members, and all the people in his family are so fat. But his father has no problem with this at all. He says that this is his pride, being so fat, and he has no problem with this. Sherman's father tells him that you can do everything in life, but you can't do one thing. You don't even think about losing your weight, and you will not lose your weight. At the same time, his father also has some habits of farting on which everyone is laughing. His family is laughing at him, but Sherman does not like this at all. Then when Sherman comes out, his mother tells him that you are very cute. You are very good and don't ever be unhappy about yourself. Sherman becomes very confident with his mother's words and goes and tells his chemistry teacher for a date. And luckily that teacher also accepts his date proposal, and they both decide to meet on Friday. After this, Sherman comes home. He was very happy. Then he watches TV in which a host is saying that we can do it. Sherman also says with him that I can do it and I will lose my weight. Now when that teacher had 3 days left to meet, Sherman also joins gym classes. He also takes some classes there, which can lose his weight. But still, he has to do a lot of work to lose his weight. Finally, that day comes. Sherman goes to a club with his chemistry teacher. There was a comedian who was making fun of everyone on the basis of their appearance. And when he sees Sherman, he makes Sherman his victim of his comedy. And now he was making jokes on Sherman one by one, and was making people laugh. Now after hearing all this, Sherman gets very worried about him. Now when he comes back with the chemistry teacher tells him not to worry. Sherman thanks him, but still he was very worried. He had completely given up hope of his revenge. When he comes home, he eats a lot of junk food. In spite of this, he had struggled a lot to lose some of his weight. As soon as he eats, his eyes get stuck and he falls asleep. He sees in a dream that due to a lot of weight, Sherman has a heart attack. And at the same time, Sherman's weight in the hospital increases so much. He forgets a lot and he gets bigger than the hospital, and Sherman destroys the whole city when he wakes up. Now Sherman thinks that I did a lot of gym, ate healthy food, but it doesn't matter. So now he decides to use that lab serum on himself. Now at night, Sherman goes to the lab and prepares the medicine, and injects the medicine inside himself. In the beginning, it seems that this experiment will be very bad, because Sherman's heart rate increases. Now when Sherman comes out of the lab, he sends a message to the computer that the reconstruction of the genes has been successful. That is, his gene has been changed. The next morning when Sherman wakes up, he goes in front of the mirror. Then he gets very surprised, because he had become very thin. He himself could not believe how this could happen. He was crying with joy. Now, Sherman is happy and goes out, but he keeps screaming everywhere. He says, "Look, how thin I've become." First he goes to the mall. He wears different clothes there and starts praising himself. He says, "Look, I look like a model." Now the next day, the same chemistry teacher comes to him. But she does not recognize Sherman, because it is obvious that Sherman had lost so much weight so soon. Now Sherman also did not want to tell him who he was, because he did not want him to see him as an old person. Now here he tells him that he is a lab assistant, and also flirts with him. He also tells him to go to the club, but the chemistry teacher does not agree, because now he was saying again and again. So the chemistry teacher also agrees. Now he was talking to him here. That's when his hands started to swell again, and he understands that he is going to be transformed back into that fat man. He quickly takes the chemistry teacher out, so that he cannot recognize him. Now after a while, when the same teacher meets Sherman, because now Sherman was overweight again as before. So here the teacher tells him about Buddy. But Sherman tells him that you definitely meet him. He is a very good person. In the next scene we see Buddy, who is Sherman, but now he has become thin. So now we will call him by the name of Buddy, when he will be thin. Now in the next scene, Buddy sits in the sports car and reaches the club. Now he was sitting comfortably in the sports car, in which he never used to fit before. Now the chemistry teacher also comes here. Buddy and the chemistry teacher both go to the club. At the same time, he was also a comedian, who was making fun of everyone like before. He welcomes everyone to that club, now when he tries to insult Buddy again. So this time, Buddy was very confident, because now he was not fat as before. He listens to him and gives such an answer, that on the contrary, he embarrasses the comedian. Now here the comedian and he argue so much, that there is a battle between them, and they call it a joke battle here, in which Buddy wins in the end. Now this comedian tries to attack Buddy, because everyone was liking Buddy, and they were clapping for him. And here the chemistry teacher is also very impressed with Buddy. She thinks that how much confident he is. Now both of them are enjoying here. They are talking. That's when the chemistry teacher sees that Buddy's lower lip is slowly swelling, and at the same time, Buddy's hands are also swelling. He goes there by excusing the teacher, that maybe I have some allergy infection. That's when Sherman's lab assistant also reaches the club, and he sees Sherman's card in a waiter's hand, and he sees that this card was taken by the waiter from Buddy. Now he thinks that maybe Buddy has stolen Sherman Professor's card. Now, this assistant goes and sits in the car with Buddy, who was going from the club, and he is surprised to see that Buddy was getting so fat again in the car. And suddenly, he transforms into Sherman Professor there. Now, the assistant had caught Sherman. That what is he actually doing? He came to know that Buddy and Sherman are the same person. After that, we see the lab assistant. He cuts the car and takes Sherman out of the car, because he was not able to get out of the car through the door. Next day when Sherman goes to take the class, he was very late, but he was not in the student class. But there was Dean, who was very angry. He tells Sherman about his sport car, which Buddy had not bought from Sherman's account. Now Dean forgives him here, because this time he has spent so much money. If he does it again, then Dean will fire him from this job. And at the same time, he tells him that if he does it again, then he will kill him. He tells Sherman that we have kept a meeting with our alumnus. He tells Sherman that you will have to give him a speech. You will have to convince him, so that he gives you funds for this weight loss serum. After that, Sherman goes to his chemistry teacher and asks him that how was your date with Buddy? So the chemistry teacher tells him that he does not understand anything, whether he likes Buddy or not. His behavior sometimes seems strange and sometimes seems right. So Sherman tells him that why don't you have dinner with my family tonight? He invites him for dinner. Now the chemistry teacher gets ready to have dinner with Sherman's family. And when she goes to have dinner, she feels very uncomfortable there, because Sherman's family members are asking him very strange questions. Now, after such a bad dinner, when Sherman leaves the chemistry teacher at his house, then he apologizes to him because of his family's behavior. The chemistry teacher hopes that maybe Buddy will call him again. Now here, Sherman understood that if he wants to stay with the chemistry teacher, then he will have to stay as Buddy. He drinks the serum again, due to which he again transforms into Buddy. The lab assistant was not at all happy with this. He tells Sherman that whenever you take this serum, then the level of your hormones increases a lot. And if you keep taking it again and again, then Buddy will take over your body. Your personality will change completely, because whenever you take this serum, you become Buddy. You do strange things. You don't stay mature like before. The lab assistant also tries to stop Buddy, but he gives him a slap and runs away. On the same night, Buddy takes his chemistry teacher to the hotel. This is the same hotel where his alumnus is waiting for the presentation, in which Sherman had to present something about his made serum. Now Sherman was not there. The chemistry teacher tells Buddy that you present his idea instead of Sherman. Now Buddy presents Sherman's experiment in front of everyone. He presents everything so cleverly that everyone thinks that he should get all the credit. The chemistry teacher doesn't like this at all, because she knew that Sherman has done all the work, and this Buddy is taking the credit. And he was also flirting with a lot of girls there, because his testosterone level was very high. Now, seeing Buddy like this, the chemistry teacher gets very angry. She leaves him there. Now Buddy didn't care about this, because his personality had completely changed. Now Dean was very impressed with Buddy. He tells him that he will give Sherman's position to him in college. For this, he will have to present this idea again in front of the head. Buddy had become very loud in his personality. He was spending a lot of time with a lot of girls. Then, we see there that Buddy again transforms into Sherman. Sherman didn't know what was happening to him here, that he has a multiple personality disorder. Now when he was with a lot of girls, the chemistry teacher also comes there. She comes there and thinks that Sherman is just like Buddy. Sherman couldn't say anything to him now, because he himself couldn't understand what was happening. After this, he goes to the office. There, Dean tells him that he has fired him, because Dean had given Sherman's position to Buddy, and he didn't know that Sherman was Buddy. Now Sherman accidentally runs a VCR there, where he sees a message that Buddy had left for Sherman. Buddy had said to Sherman that your life is very boring. You take this serum and change yourself forever. Buddy was tuning Sherman. But there was no use of his tune. Sherman goes to the lab and drops all the serum. Now he will never take it again. Then Sherman takes a sip from a drink. But he didn't know that Buddy had mixed that serum in this drink too. Now Sherman transforms into Buddy again. He goes to the bar again and starts doing strange things. Here he sees a warning message in the lab assistant computer, in which he sees that Buddy's testosterone level has increased a lot. And now, if he takes this serum again, Sherman will be finished forever. And in it, Buddy's personality will remain alive forever. Here Buddy is shown who gives his entrance in the bar. Everyone was looking at him. Buddy was no longer in his control. He starts giving his presentation in front of everyone there. Seeing so much potential of the serum, All these people were very surprised. Now, when Buddy is about to take the second dose of that serum, the lab assistant comes there and stops him, because now the lab assistant had not allowed Buddy to take the second dose. So Buddy's hands start swelling again, and at the same time, his body is also swelling, and he transforms into Sherman again. All those people present there, that chemistry teacher and Sherman's parents, also go in shock. Sherman tells everyone here that I did this experiment on myself so that I can help those people who are very fat and have a lot of health issues. But now I have found out that this experiment is not as good as we thought. And in the end, we have come up with the same result that every person should accept as he is. And I should also accept myself. Not that I should rely on the serum. I should work hard myself, and I will have to make my body healthier with the use of gym and healthier diet. Now, Sherman was very worried here, and he was going out of the hall in this worry. But then the chemistry teacher stops him and says that, "I have nothing to do with your body. I like your inner soul." In the last scene, we also see Sherman and his chemistry teacher dancing. In the last scene, we also see the head who had to donate to Sherman's college. He tells the dean that he will definitely donate to Sherman, because Sherman's speech has touched his heart. And despite this, Sherman's experiment has failed. But this experiment has still proved that Sherman is a brilliant scientist. And with this movie ends. Please like, share, and subscribe for more interesting videos like this.